Children, today we are going to start the topic definite integrals. So, indefinite integrals is what finding the antiderivative, and definite integral is a process of summation. So, if we say that y equals to fx is a curve, and if we put a limit a to b, then the fundamental theorem of integral calculus by the area function, we can say that integration of fx a to b will be representing the area between the curve and the x-axis. That means integration of fx dx is equals to capital Fx. So this is what the antiderivative of fx. If we put the limit, now this will represent the area of the curve with x-axis. So a is the lower limit and b is the upper limit. That means this is the area of the curve between the limit a and b on x-axis. So suppose the integral is capital Fx. So it will be, for finding area, lower limit is a, upper limit is b. So we put the upper limit b minus lower limit a in the integral, right? So this way we can calculate whatever value will come, that will be the area between the curve and the x-axis. And the value of definite integral will be unique. Alright children, note down the board please. Okay children, let's see few sums so that we can understand how to find the value of the definite integral. Suppose we are given with the sum integration of x square dx, and the lower limit is 2, upper limit is 3. So the integration of x square is x cube by 3, right? With lower limit 2 and upper limit 3. So what we'll do, we'll put the upper limit, antiderivative of upper limit minus antiderivative with lower limit. That will be the area of this curve x square and x-axis. Okay, so when we put and solve, we'll get 27 upon 3 minus 8 upon 3, that will be 19 upon 3, right? So the value of this definite integral is 19 upon 3. Let's see another sum children. Now in this sum, the lower limit is 0 and upper limit is pi by 4, and we have to integrate sine 2x with respect to x. So the integral of sine 2x is minus 1 by 2 cos 2x, right? So the lower limit is 0 and upper limit pi by 4 when we substitute, and put the upper limit minus lower limit when we do, we'll get cos 2 into pi by 4 minus cos 0. So cos 2 into pi by 4, 2 to the 4, and we'll get pi by 2 here minus cos 0. Cos pi by 2 is 0 and cos 0 is 1. So we'll get 0 minus 1. Minus 1 into minus pi by 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. So the value of integration of 0 to pi by 4 sin 2x dx will be 1 by 2. Alright children, please note down the solution. Now children, let's see in this sum we have to solve this sum in which we have to integrate cosec x dx with the lower limit is pi by 6 and upper limit is pi by 4. Right. So the integration of cos x is log mod of cosec x minus cot x with lower limit pi by 6 and upper limit pi by 4. So when we put upper limit antiderivative of upper limit minus antiderivative of lower limit, we'll get log cosec pi by 4 minus cot pi by 4 minus log mod of cosec pi by 6 minus cot pi by 6. So what is the value of cosec pi by 4? Cosec pi by 4 is root 2, cot pi by 4 is 1. Cosec pi by 6 is 2 and cot pi by 6 is root 3. So what we'll get, log mod of root 2 minus 1 minus log mod of root 2, so 2 minus root 3. Alright. So here it is written log m minus log m. Okay. So we know the property of logarithmics. Log m minus log n can be written as log m upon n. So it will be log root 3 minus 1 upon 2 minus root 3. Alright children, please note down the solution. Let's see another sum children. Now in this sum we have to integrate sine 2x, sine 3x dx, and the lower limit is 0, upper limit is pi by 4. Right. Now what we'll do here? We'll simplify first. So divide it by 2 and multiply it by 2. When we do that, it will become 2 sine A sine B, and we know the formula of 2 sine A sine B is cos A minus B minus cos A plus B. So this will become 2 sine 3x sine 2x will become cos x minus cos 5x. 1 by 2 is outside. Integration of 0 to pi by 4 in bracket cos x minus cos 5x dx. So what is the integration of cos x? We know that the integration of cos x is sin x, and the cos 5x integration will be 1 by 5 sin 5x with lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 2. When we put the limit, it is pi by 4, not pi by 2. When we put the limit 0 to pi by 4, so upper limit of antiderivative upper limit minus antiderivative lower limit. So it will become 1 by 2 sin pi by 4 minus 1 by 5 sin 5 pi by 4. Minus 1 by 2 sin 0 minus 1 by 5 sin 0. So this whole term will become 0 because sin 0 is 1. Sin 0 is 0, right? So sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2 and sin pi by 5 pi by 4. So 5 pi by 4 we can simplify as sin pi plus pi by 4. It will lie in third quadrant, so it will become minus sin pi by 4. So this minus will become plus. The value of sin pi by 4 is 1 upon root 2. So this will become 1 upon 5 root 2. When we take the LCM and add, we'll get 1 by 2 into 6 root 2 upon 5 root 2. So 2 3 is a 6. It will become, the answer will be 3 root 2 upon 5 root 2. Alright children, please note down the solution. Let's see another sum children. Now here we have to integrate x e to the power x dx, where the lower limit is 0, upper limit is 1. So you can see here it is given the product of two different functions. So what we are going to do, we are going to apply integration by parts. So taking x as the first function and e to the power x as the second function, right? So what we'll do, first function integration of second function minus integration bracket open d by dx of first function integration of second function to the whole integration. Lower limit 0, upper limit 1. So when we integrate e to the power x, we'll get e to the power x. When we differentiate x, we'll get 1, integrate e to the power x, e to the power x, e to the power x into 1, it will be e to the power x dx. Lower limit 0, upper limit 1. Again, when we are integrating e to the power x, we'll get e to the power x back. Now, we got the integral. Now, what we're going to apply? We are going to apply the limit. So, when we put 1 here, we'll get 1 into e to the power 1 minus e to the power 1. So, this e to the power 1 minus e to the power 1 will get cancelled. And when we put 0 here, so 0 into e to the power 0, this will become 0 minus e to the power 0. So, this e to the power 0 will be 1. So what we'll get, 0 minus bracket 0 minus 1. So this minus will become plus, and what we'll get 1 as the answer. Alright children, so this sum was based on integration by parts. Note down please. Let's see another sum children. Now here we have to integrate x upon x square plus 1 dx, lower limit 0, upper limit 1. So what we are going to do, we are going to use substitution to solve this sum. Let x square plus 1 equals to t, and we'll learn how to change the limit. So the lower limit of x is 0. So if we put x equals to 0 here in this expression, so 0 plus 1, it will be 1. So the value of t will be 1. So that means we can say that if x equals to 0, then t equals to 1. Then put x equals to 1 here. So 1 square will be 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So if we say that when x equals to 1, then the value of t will be 2. Okay. So when expression is converted in form of t, so the lower limit of t will be 1 and the upper limit of t will be 2, as x as the lower limit 0 to 1. So if we differentiate this expression with respect to x, so the derivative of x square will be 2x, 1 will come 0, and dt upon dx will get. So 2x equals to dt upon dx. So if we calculate the value of x dx, it will be 1 by 2 dt. Right. So let's substitute the value of dx first. It will be 1 by 2 dt. Okay, x dx is 1 by 2 dt, and x square plus 1 is t, and the lower limit of t is 1 and upper limit is 2. So we'll put the limit of t here now. Let's do the integration of 1 upon t. It will be log mod of t. Lower limit 1, upper limit 2, 1 by 2 outside the bracket. Let's put the limit. It will be 1 by 2 bracket open log mod of 2 minus log 1. So the value of 1 is 0. So it will become 1 by 2 bracket log 2 minus 0. So the answer will be 1 by 2 log 2. Alright children, please note down. Let's see another sum children. Now in this sum we have to integrate under root cos x into sine to the power 5x dx, where the lower limit is 0, upper limit is pi by 2. So what we'll do here, where first we'll simplify sine to the power 5x. So sine to the power 5x can be written as sine to the power 4x into sine x, and sine to the power 4x can be written as sine square x to the whole square into sine x, and so root cos x will come as it is, lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 2. Okay, so now this sine square x can be written as 1 minus cos square x to the whole square. So when we expand the square, we'll get 1 plus cos to the power 4x minus 2 cos square x in the bracket into root cos x into sine x dx, lower limit 0, upper limit pi by 2. So now what we'll do here, we'll assume let cos x equals to t. When we put cos x equals to t, now the lower limit is 0, upper limit is pi by 2. So if we put x equals to 0 here, the value of cos 0 is 1. That means the value of t will be 1. If you put x equals to pi by 2 here, cos 90 is 0. So the value of t will be 0. So the limit changes from 0 to 1. That means 1 will be the lower limit and 0 will be the upper limit. Now if we differentiate this term with respect to x, expression with respect to x, we'll get dy dx of cos x equals to dt upon dx. So the derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So from here we can say that the value of sin x dx will be minus dt. Right? So that means sin x dx can be written as minus dt. So minus I have written outside integration. So the limit will be 120 minus 120 root t bracket 1 plus t to the power 4 minus 2t square dt. Now we have converted this whole expression into in t terms, right? In the terms of t. So t root t means t to the power 1 by 2. When we multiply t to the power 1 by 2 inside the bracket, we'll get t to the power 1 by 2 plus t to the power 9 by 2 minus 2t to the power 5 by 2. Bracket close dt. Right? Now let's integrate t to the power 1 by 2. It will be 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2. So then get reciprocal, it will get 2 by 3. So the final answer will be 2 by 3 t to the power 3 by 2. T to the power 9 by 2 when we integrate, we'll get t to the power 11 by 2 upon 11 by 2. When reciprocal, it will become 2 upon 11. T to the power 5 by 2 will become t to the power 7 by 2 upon 7 by 2. So when it will be reciprocal 2 upon 7. So 2 is already here. So 2 into 2 upon 7, it will be 4 upon 7. Lower limit 1, upper limit 0. Let's do upper limit minus lower limit. So minus I have written outside the bracket, upper limit. So this all the three terms, when we put 0 here in place of t, they will become 0. Minus in lower limit, when you put 1 here, you will get 2 by 3 plus 2 by 11 minus 4 by 7. This minus and this minus will become plus. Alright children, let's take the LCM and add. We'll get the answer 64 upon 231. Alright children, please note down.